Senator Ossoff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and Mr. Ratcliffe, congratulations on your nomination. Thank you for your service to the country. Congratulations also to your family. I enjoyed our engagement a few weeks ago. It was a useful opportunity for me to learn more about your views and your plans for CIA. I want to begin with a matter that impacts Georgia. On Election Day 2024, there were a series of bomb threats issued against polling places in DeKalb County, Georgia, principally, predominantly black, predominantly Democratic-leaning precincts that disrupted election operations and the ability of folks to vote in the afternoon on Election Day. Our state election officials attributed those threats to Russian actors. What assurance can you give my constituents in Georgia that CIA will sustain collection to identify threats to voting rights and election administration in the United States?
So thank you, Senator, for the question. I enjoyed our visit as well. I can give every assurance. As you know, the CIA doesn't have domestic authorities. When we talk about election security issues, the FBI and DHS are the agencies that provide that protection. Where the CIA plays a role is if we have bad actors who want to influence or impact our elections, as you've related in this case. I haven't seen that specific intelligence, but that for instance, Russian actors were behind those threats. Those are the kinds of things that the CIA not only should do, but must do, and frankly do better in terms of collecting intelligence on how our adversaries intend, whether it's through physical means or through a cyber means of disrupting or influencing elections. And you know, the CIA's role should be to identify those threats over there before they come over here.
Thank you for that commitment to sustain that collection. I appreciate it. I want to give you the opportunity to provide some clarifying information about events that have attracted some scrutiny in September of 2020 when you sent a letter to the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee which declassified certain intelligence about Russian analytic products that had been collected by the intelligence community and which pertain to events 4 years past during the 2016 election and the controversy over alleged links between the Trump campaign and the Russian government. My purpose is not to interrogate, to relitigate that ancient history from 2016, but to understand why you chose to send that letter to the Senate Judiciary Committee declassifying intelligence on that day, September 29th. You will no doubt recall that that was the same day as the presidential debate, yes?
I don't recall that it was that date, but it may be.
You don't recall? Your testimony is that you're not aware that that letter was sent to the Judiciary Committee by you on the same day as the presidential debate?
I didn't recall that it was on that date. I mean, I'll take you at your word. The dates will reflect what they are. But to your question,
let me just, I want to drill down on that for a moment, because my purpose here is not to suggest some kind of political intent, but you've made it very clear that avoiding the politicization of the intelligence community's activities is a high priority for you. Is that correct?
Correct.
It strikes me that releasing politically sensitive intelligence, that you'd think carefully about the timing of that you might consider that doing so on the day of a presidential debate, when this was intelligence collected 4 years in the past, might reasonably draw the question of whether or not there was some political impetus. Is that reasonable?
It's reasonable for you to ask that, and if I can, you asked me to clarify if I can do that. So you're correct. It was my decision, but it wasn't my process. So to your point, that effort was actually the request of this committee during my my confirmation hearing as DNI, was to go back and look at the intelligence from 2016 and the 2017 intelligence community assessment. I also received separately a request from the Attorney General and from then special counsel to declassify certain intelligence relating to that in support of what would be a public report from the special counsel. in addition to that, received what I would call requests or even demands from other Senate committees to include the Judiciary Committee and the the Senate Homeland Security and Government Accountability, whatever the title of that committee is, for information related to that. That took place over a course of several months. And the process, just so you're clear, was an iterative, collaborative process that included the Attorney General, the CIA Director, the Director of the NSA, myself as DNI, and again, an iterative process that resulted in a highly redacted product to protect sources and methods, but yet to respond to these requests or demands to put that information out. So I take
that's useful information, and my time is running short, but we can discuss further in the closed session if we need to. I appreciate you answering the question,
very much look forward to that.
And again, enjoyed our recent meeting.